was upside down. You turn me around, King of glory. Sing your story. And even when I could not see,
it's gonna be awesome. It's our opportunity.
Yeah. So welcome back. Thank you for joining us. So where we left off, Heartbeat Bill.
Absolutely.
So let's get right into it. So how did it come about? How did you get involved?
So the Heartbeat Bill actually was put in the heart of a lady by the name of Janet Porter in Ohio, and she was the legislative director for Ohio Right to Life for 10 years, and actually was attending the funeral of her former boss there, and it hit her really hard that this man had labored for 40 years and did not get a chance to see what he had worked so hard for, which was the ending of abortion, and also at that point, and still to today, that we were realizing that we were aborting nearly 1 million babies a year. Wow. And so, she's like, we've got to do something about this. And so she tells us the story this way, that in a moment of prayer, 2 words settle in her heart: detectable heartbeat. So she began to craft the Heartbeat Bill in Ohio, got some of the greatest legal minds in the country. I mean, Dr. David Forte, who actually was the chief legal counsel to 2 popes, worked on this legislation. And so we began to move forward with the Heartbeat Bill. But what we did not realize, and this is my favorite God story of the Heartbeat Bill, is God gave her the words detectable heartbeat, only for us to find out that in the Supreme Court, in a case called Carhartt versus Gonzalez, after nearly 40 years, those 2 words became our opportunity to overturn Roe v. Wade. And the way it was is before that case, the baby in the womb had always been referred to as potential living fetus. Well, in Carhartt versus Gonzalez, the language shifted, and not only did it shift, but people on both sides of the equation, both pro-abortion and pro-life attorneys, agreed, it's an undisputed finding of fact, that at the point of a detectable heartbeat, it is a living fetus. And so it's waiting in the Supreme Court right now to be challenged.
Wow. So with that said, what do you think it would take for Heartbeat to become law in Michigan?
It's very simple, actually. All we have to do in Michigan is get 350,000 signatures on the Heartbeat petitions that are circulating around the state right now. And then our House of Representatives and our state Senate has already said, once we get the signatures, they will pass it through the House, and it becomes law without ever having to go to the governor. So we don't have to worry about a governor's veto.
Amazing.
It doesn't go on the ballot. We just simply need to get the signatures.
Okay. And I know this may sound obvious with regards to what you've already said, but how would you respond to someone who's just trying to investigate this and look into this regarding what exactly would a heartbeat legislation accomplish?
Absolutely,
when this becomes a reality?
So, it's the most common sense, simple language you can ever imagine. When there's a heartbeat detected, the baby's protected. And so, the heartbeat, though we know life begins at conception, the heartbeat is the standard medical practice for every other indication of life. Mm-hmm. And so right now you can detect a heartbeat between 5 and 8 weeks, 6 and 8 weeks. But the nice thing is we already know that the heart begins to beat between 18 and 21 days. Mm-hmm. So once viability is replaced with heartbeat, and technology improves our ability to hear heartbeat, we could begin to save babies as far back as 18 days.
Wow. Which
moves us from miles away where we are now from our goal of conception to just inches away.
Wow. And
then we can all go together and save the remaining babies.
So I know there are certain laws on the books right now in Michigan. Would the Heartbeat Bill, would that hurt Michigan's pro-life law that's already there?
Absolutely not. And people can go to our website, which is miheartbeat.org, and see videos from Walter Weber. Walter Weber was our main person that we consulted with. He is from ACLJ, the ACLJ, which is American Center for Law and Justice. Jay Sekulow is his colleague. He has over 133 briefs before the United States Supreme Court. And his determination is that the heartbeat legislation is the safest, most logical step for Michigan to take in protecting our unborn. Not only that, the heartbeat bill actually has 3 savings clauses in it. one of them stating specifically the heartbeat bill cannot be used to weaken or diminish any other pro-life laws on the books, and then list every pro-life law that's been passed in the state of Michigan. So it's actually a part of the law that it cannot be used to alter any other pro-life laws.
That's great. That's outstanding. How do you see this playing out with the Supreme Court?
You know, we got a very good ruling from the 8th Circuit Court when Arkansas and North Dakota passed the first heartbeat laws in the United States. This is 7 years ago. The 8th Circuit Court said, you know, because of Roe v. Wade at that time, and the Supreme Court was a total different Supreme Court, there wasn't a whole lot of encouragement to get something in front of them because we knew that at that time they wouldn't uphold it. That's shifted since the last election. The 8th Circuit actually said this: the states would be better served by a more constant and consistent measure than viability, such as heartbeat. What does that mean? Right now, the Supreme Court has given the states the ability to save babies after the point of viability. The question is, when's viability? Nobody knows, you know, because it's based on a crown to rump measurement that a doctor can be up to 90% wrong. It's based on what hospital a child's born at. If he's born at a hospital with good equipment, he can be viable, you know, at maybe 20 weeks. You know, if he's born at a hospital without good equipment, you know, he could be much later. And so what this 8th Circuit said was the Supreme Court would have it in their best interest to remove the guesswork of how we can protect babies as states, move us from viability, which is way out there at some, you know, eutherical moment, and move us to inches away from our goal of conception, and just say heartbeat, which is the universal indicator of life for every medical situation. And so with just that move, they don't have to fully overturn Roe, and we can save 90 to 95% of all non-chemical aborted children.
Wow. So I know with the petitions, that's how people can get involved.
Absolutely.
Can you share with people how they can step up to the plate and play a role, and not just signing it for themselves, but what else can they do? Because I know with all the different counties, there's certain stipulations. This is considered a legal document, correct?
Absolutely.
So I know there's very specific ways to go about this in terms of how you fill the information out. How can we mobilize and just put our best foot forward in making sure this gets accomplished?
Well, the easiest way is, again, anyone can go onto miheartbeat.org. They can sign up to be a volunteer on there, you know, and from there they can get instructions of how to join up. We have county captains in nearly every county in the state of Michigan. We'll connect them with their county captain. But that's really what we need to do. We have a 6-month window right now that ends December 30th to collect 350,000 signatures. We need all hands on decks. But the reality is we have never had a greater opportunity to end abortion in our, not only in our state, but in our nation as we have right now. And so there's never been a moment that you know, that calls for what we were talking about earlier, the activation of the kingdom of God. And it's really how it's getting done in Michigan. As churches are going on board, they're having heartbeat Sundays, passing the clipboard down, you know, down the rows. But we need people to take petitions and get them signed.
That's so good. That's so good. So this is awesome to hear. You know, to hear the body of Christ mobilizing and going out and just ushering in the kingdom of light to really overthrow the kingdom of darkness.
Absolutely.
And so we thank you for joining us. Please get involved. Step up to the plate. If you're a follower of Jesus Christ, this is something we're really called to do. And if you're not, give your life to Him. He'll give it back to you a million times better. So we just thank you, and Lord bless.
My cry inside, then I came alive.